All right, well, let's talk about the operating system running your brain. Seriously, it's working 24/7 in the background, and it's called ideology. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see what this powerful mental software is really all about.
So let me just ask you something right off the bat. What network is your brain on? And no, I'm not talking about your Wi-Fi or your cell service. I'm talking about the invisible network you're connected to that helps you make sense of, well, pretty much everything.
That network, that's your ideology. Think of it like this. It's the mental Wi-Fi your brain just automatically connects to. Or maybe a better way to put it is, it's the lens in your mental sunglasses. Everything you see gets tinted a certain color, right? It shapes how you see the world. From huge political debates all the way down to, whether pineapple on pizza is a crime against humanity.
Okay, so if it's a Wi-Fi signal, what's actually in that signal? It turns out every ideology, doesn't matter how big or small, is basically built on 4 key things.
First, you've got your beliefs. These are just the things you think are true. Simple stuff, like the rock-solid belief that free tacos should be a thing on Tuesdays. Then you've got values. This is what you think is important. Is it all about individual freedom, or is the good of the community more important? Third, we have assumptions. This is the stuff you don't even question, the duh stuff. You just assume your roommate is going to do the dishes, eventually. And last but not least, you've got goals. This is the big picture, the end state your ideology is trying to get to, like, say, a magical world with absolutely no traffic.
All right, so we know it's in the signal. Now let's check out some of the most popular networks you can join. You're going to run into these all the time, especially if you're on a college campus.
And what's so cool is seeing how these huge ideas play out in really simple, everyday ways. Take liberalism. It's all about progress, so yeah, you're going to get petitions for free ebooks instead of those dusty old textbooks. Conservatism, it's about tradition, so of course they're fighting to keep Mystery Meat Monday, because it's a classic. Socialism is all about equality, which leads to demanding free coffee refills for all students. Makes sense. Libertarians want maximum freedom, so they're going to argue against anything mandatory, even study sessions. And then there's environmentalism. Yep, they're the ones protesting the plastic water bottles in the vending machine.
So what happens when you get all these different networks trying to connect in the same room? You guessed it. You get cross signals, a ton of interference, and honestly, a pretty epic clash. Let's watch it happen.
I want you to imagine this. You're in a college club meeting. The big topic on the agenda, what to get for the weekly food special. Seems easy enough, right? Oh no. This is exactly where ideology crashes the party.
First up, the person tuned in to the liberal network. They're all about progress and making sure everyone's included. So what's their big idea? We need free pizza Friday for all students.
But wait, the conservative signal immediately cuts in. They're all about stability, about tradition. Their take is simple. No, we have to keep Burger Bonanza. It's tradition.
And then you hear from the Socialist Network, right? Their focus is on fairness and sharing. They say, the club's budget should be split equally so everyone gets a slice.
Of course, the libertarian, who's all about individual freedom, is just completely over it. They're like, why are we even meeting? Just let me order my own pizza. And finally, the environmentalist signal comes in, loud and clear, with a totally different priority. No pizza unless it's locally sourced and the box is compostable. See? It's a perfect example. You have 5 people, 1 simple problem, what to eat, and 5 totally different answers, all because of the ideological network they're logged into.
Okay, so why does any of this even matter? Who cares, right? Well, you should, because getting a handle on these networks isn't just some boring academic thing. It's like getting a cheat code for life. Seriously, for debates, for arguments, for just figuring out why people are the way they are.
Think about it. This cheat code helps you in a few massive ways. First, you finally understand why people can be so stubborn. It's not always personal, they're just operating on a different network. It also lets you see past the surface of an argument and get right to the core values underneath. You also get way better at spotting when someone is trying to push their lens, their sunglasses, onto you. And maybe the biggest thing, it makes you look in the mirror and ask, wait, what network am I on? So I'll just leave you with this one question. The next time you jump into a debate, or just pick a side in an argument with your friends, stop for a second and ask yourself, what's the ideology behind my choice? What network am I connected to right now? Trust me, it's a game-changing question.